All right. Well, I have some exciting news when it comes to the channel, which is we finally hit 250 subscribers. So I want to thank all of you for making that possible. This channel would be nothing, absolutely nothing without viewership, right? And I'd have nothing to teach if there weren't students when it comes to individuals that are seeking knowledge or spiritual enlightenment. So I definitely appreciate members of this channel when it comes to people that actually view it. I'm not really into Patreon or anything like that. Again, my goal for at least this part-time channel is just viewership, right? To produce high quality videos and material that I can do in a relatively short amount of time, which is what you've been seeing, right? So secretly behind the scenes, we've been doing a lot of upgrades when it comes to our technology behind what we're doing here, and also when it comes to the equipment I have been using. Like for instance, unfortunately, you guys might have noticed this a few weeks ago. A lot of my published videos were kind of slowing down when it came to dropped frames. You see like almost like a motion blur situation going on, or even worse, audio defects. And that was the graphics card. I had a AMD graphics card. It was 32 gigabytes, and I think it was a 7800. And unfortunately, it was used, and I can see why the merchant from eBay sold it. Slowly over time, it just kept on degrading when it came to its performance. And it got so bad towards the end that I had to reboot my computer at least 8 times in order for it to just acknowledge and receive the fact that there is an external graphics card versus reverting just back to internal integrated graphics. So with that said, I spent probably about $840 on a 24 gigabyte graphics card, and I will do a quick video of where I purchased that from, which is Newegg.com, which has been working great, actually better than the 32 gigabyte more professional one. It actually has more CUDA cores, so even though it can't handle as much of a workload all at once, it does much finer detail in my opinion. So I'm very happy with that. I even upgraded the power supply on this PC that I've been doing a lot of this video editing with, from a 850 watt gold power supply to a 1000 watt platinum power supply, which at the time was just a troubleshoot to see if I can fix the video card issue with obviously more voltage. Didn't work. But for $140 versus $840, it was worth the risk. And I'm still glad I did it for future upgradability with all this. So that was the video card. Also got a mixing box, an additional one. So most of you already know about my Vocaster 2 that I've been using, which has really great and professional results. But when I want to get a little bit whimsical, I will change my voice a little bit, especially when I'm doing quotes directly from the Ranchia book. And even though I think the voice box that the kid was using in Home Alone does a better job, this at least fits the bill when it comes to me not having to change my voice and look unprofessional trying to quote from the Ranchia book versus having some cheesy voice changing options that I'll be demonstrating right now.
So this is what it sounds like when it comes to the male button or feature.
This is the female button that obviously will make my voice sound a little bit more feminine.
This is, one second, I gotta read it. This is the robot voice. The monster voice, which I absolutely don't like.
And this is the baby voice, so hopefully I'm not regressing too much here.
And last but not least, this is the one I'm going to try to use most often, and that's going to be the elder voice, right? So hopefully you guys can hear the difference right now when I'm swapping between them.
All right, and then when it comes to my last upgrade that I did, and this was both for my YouTube channel and my business, I put non-sensitive, non-confidential material on here. This was my old NAS system, right? As you can see, it was designed to hold roughly two 3.5-inch HDDs, hard disk drives, and of course had storage for 4 NVMe drives. But because, of course, I don't use mechanical drives, and it takes up a lot of space, and only had a maximum capacity of 4 gigabytes of RAM, I believe, I just decided to upgrade for a smaller unit that conserved more electricity. Uses about half the electricity. And also one of the things you're going to see in the video too is I wanted access to my NVMe drives. So I wanted to swap them out if they failed, or if I did a backup and I wanted to move that information someplace else. So you're going to see that in the video when it comes to the add-on with all that. So with this new setup, it's got a N305 processor. It's got 16 gigabytes of RAM, the same network card pretty much. But another disappointment when it came to this channel recently was the SFP ports. the ports I was going to try to use on this new NAS system, network attached storage system, they just didn't work. I was going to try to do an LC OM5 multimodal connection, and I worked at least a few weeks with the Chinese merchant that sold me the computer, but we just couldn't figure it out. It sounded like I probably had to return the computer, but it had 2 good 2.5 gigabyte per second network ports on there that did work. So it's sufficient. I'm happy. The main reason why I bought it was to make my network a little bit more fiber too, lower latency and obviously less electricity and heat dispersion when it comes to my network switches. But it is what it is. And one last thing that happened too that viewers might be interested in is I've got 3 network switches. One supplies power over Ethernet, like in that video. That one ended up frying 2 of its ports. I don't know what exactly happened. So I got a cheap replacement for, believe it or not, $24 on AliExpress. It actually works better than my old one. A little bit slower, but it's got 3 additional ports, so I can fit a lot more on there. So is what it is. So hopefully you enjoy the videos coming up when it comes to me demonstrating how these devices work and what I've been up to. All right. Thank you again for your viewership. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. And here's looking forward to the next video that we make. All right.